Well, I'm here for a first look at the Bourgogne. By all accounts, it is an overpowering French legendary tier battleship. It is the latest addition to the Bureau. So before we get started with the commander setup and the ship setup, let's review that Bureau project. All right, so I'm here in the Bureau project. I am on segment 1, stage 3, and you might wonder why I have the ship before I've completed the Bureau, and it's because I'm a community contributor. We got the ship for a couple of weeks to check it out and give everybody a heads up. So with that, let's check out the Bureau project. You can see that I have my patrons set up here, and the fleets are set up, and I've completed a couple of these daily trials here, and everything looks all really normal. You can complete one stage within 24 hours with maximum patrons, fleets, and daily trials here. Also, in the Fortress campaign, you do get 1,750,000 research points to apply toward a breakthrough. You can see here that the maximum amount of breakthrough you can apply is 3,200,000 research points. So let's check that out for a second and see what's going on. And here you can break through this stage by applying 914 doubloons or 914,000 research points. So there you can do some quick math and see how they value the research points. So when you go down here, you can see that the segment limit is 3.2 million research points, and you have 1.75 million available. And so here I'm going to apply the breakthrough with 900,000 research points and check that out. And so here the breakthrough on stage 4 is 2.3 million research points basically, but I only have 800,000 research points to add, or I can apply the full breakthrough for 1,600 doubloons. I'm not going to do that, but that's basically what's going on with breaking through with those research points or doubloons here with this particular Bureau project. So the other thing I wanted to go through is check out some of the segments, because on the Legendary Tier Aircraft Carrier Bureau project, segments 5 and 9 did sort of have somewhat of a gotcha, where you did need to have one particular ship to break through that segment. Without that ship, you couldn't progress to the next segment in those Legendary Tier Bureau projects. So here with the Bourgogne, it looks like it is the same kind of a thing, and you do need the Tier 6 battleship Lion. It's a French Tier 6 battleship in the normal ship tree, and we'll check that out in a second to see where I'm at with the Lion. And all right, so you need the Lion, Tier 6 Lion, and here on segment 9 you need another ship. You do need the Tier 7 Richelieu. So what this means is you cannot progress through the Bourgogne Bureau project without the Tier 6 Lion and the Tier 7 Richelieu. And I think this addresses some concerns that some players had about Bureau projects where you were able to essentially play for free and didn't have to work your way through any of the ship lines. So here you can see I've got some work to do to get the Lion and the Richelieu. I do have the Normandy. Let's take a look at that. And I have to get 143,000 XP on the Normandy to be able to unlock the Lion, and the Richelieu needs 200,000 XP above that. Once you have unlocked the Lion, you need 200,000 XP to unlock the Richelieu. So there are some resources that will be needed to unlock these ships and complete the Bourgogne Bureau project. And with that, let's get into the setup of the ship and the commander, who is Robert Jaujard. His base trait is Bore. Battleship's armor-piercing shell penetration is improved. For inspirations, I have Andrew Cunningham, Concentrated Devastation, which improves the main battery shell grouping, and then I have Ciliac's Auger, which improves armor-piercing shell damage. And then here I have Flammable Cannoneer for the first skill, which improves the main battery range and its shell grouping, but it is at the risk of catching fire. And then I have Gyrating Drill Bits, which improves the traverse speed of the main guns and its armor-piercing shell damage, but it is at the cost of a maximum battleship speed. And then I have a Marksmanship, which improves the dispersion of the main guns, but it is at the cost of a rudder shift time. So the accuracy skills here do come at a cost of either rudder shift time, battleship speed, or risk of catching fire. The last skill is Reaching Out XXL, which improves the main battery range. Legendary skill is Will to Rebuild. Amount of HP recovered is 47%, but the repair party duration takes a hit at 30% here at Legendary 2, and the special effect will auto repair when HP is equal to or less than 20%, and it is active when you're within 2 kilometers of an allied ship, and that is with Legendary rank 2. If you go up all the way up to Legendary rank 4, that radius increases up to 3.5 kilometers, and you can see that the amount of HP recovered at Legendary rank 4 goes up to 110%. So you really have a huge benefit by ranking up your battleship commanders to Legendary rank 4. And then the upgrades for the Bourgogne. First one is the Standard Aiming Systems Mod 1. Dispersion of the main battery is improved by 7%, and secondary battery fire range and its dispersion is improved by 5% respectively. And then we have the Propulsion Mod 2. Time taken to reach full power is improved by 50%. And then we have Concealment System Mod 1. Detectability range is improved by 10%, and the incoming fire dispersion is improved by 5%. And this improves the incoming fire dispersion that you get with a fully upgraded Grade 4 camo. And then the fourth upgrade is Main Battery Mod 3. Reload time is improved by 12%, but the main battery traverse speed does take a hit there. And then the loadout, you have your normal ammunition, high explosive shells. Consumables is a damage control party, and we have the repair party consumable. Partially restores a ship's HP by repairing any light damage at the rate of 549 hit points per second, and that number increases as you go up in legendary rank. I wanted to make you aware of that. Duration is 19.6 seconds, reloads 76 seconds, and there are 3 consumables. You have 2 main battery reload boosters, and the main battery reload speed is improved by 50%. Duration is 15 seconds, and it reloads every 171 seconds. And here the engine boost consumable is what I have selected. Maximum speed is improved by 8%. Duration is 180 seconds, reloads every 171 seconds, and you have 2 of those consumables. I didn't think that the secondaries had enough range to make them worth activating, so I'm going with the engine boost here. And here are the boosters. I did want to go with the Epic Battle Booster to increase the range of the main guns. And here the ship does not come with any camo, so I've created a Grade 4 Premium Permanent Camouflage. See detectability and incoming fire dispersion is 4.5% respectively. And then the stats. Survivability hit points is 74,700. Armor is 19 to 430 millimeters. Torpedo damage reduction is pretty good at 55%. Artillery is rated at 96. Wow, so you have 12 guns. They reach out to 19.8 kilometers. They reload every 24.6 seconds. Turn time is 30.8 seconds, which is pretty good. HE shell damage is 5,400 at a 36% chance of setting fire. Armor-piercing shells have a maximum damage of 13,566. And the secondary armament does reach out to 6.3 kilometers, so maybe there will be something to be said about the secondary armament on the Bourgogne. AA defenses is pretty good. I think you'll be able to clear the sky with this setup here and the AA suite. Maneuverability, maximum speed is 29.7 knots. We'll go a little bit higher with the speed boost. Turning circle radius is 910 meters. Rudder shift time is 17.4 seconds. Concealment is 13.7 kilometers by sea, 11.4 kilometers by air, and if you're firing into smoke, it's 14.5 kilometers. All right, let's check out the armor. This looks pretty standard for a legendary tier battleship. A lot of yellow armor. Let's check out the Citadel, and that looks pretty good, but it is above the water. And I'm seeing a little bit of green there, but I don't know if that's a shadow from the permanent. It looks like a shadow from the permanent camouflage artifacts, but here the Citadel does look like it is 34 to 75 millimeters, so you will get taken out from Citadel hits from going broadside. And 161 to 399, so it is battleship grade armor in the front, so you probably do want to think about doing some bow tanking here. But yeah, definitely watch out from the side because this could be a pretty big problem. All right, let's check out the overview. Fast above average maximum movement speed, and yeah, that is what we saw with around a 30 knot speed. And then you do have the battle booster. Barrage can be equipped with a main battery reload booster, and we will definitely try to make use of that. Full head equipped, or can be equipped with the engine boost. So okay, we do have the engine boost going. So then the Bourgogne is a battleship designed, developed in France in response to the construction of the German H-class battleships. The ship was a development of the Richelieu class, but in contrast to her predecessor, she had more powerful artillery. There was arranged according to a more reasonable scheme. One of the design versions received 12 380 millimeter guns that were placed in 3 main turrets. Year of design is 1939, and there were no ships in the series. All right, well, that's it for the setup of the ship and the commander and a little review of the Bureau Project. Let's go out in a standard battle and check out a highlight which pretty much surprised me.
All right, we're in standard, we're in north, and I'm looking around. We're going to take a look at the teams here. A Garing and Minotaur in Alaska, Worcester. On the other team, a Ruperk, a Republic, a Yamato, Gefirst, and a Montana. So there is a lot of damage on the red team for the taking if things work out that well here. And in my first couple matches with the Bourgogne, I had Revel as the second inspiration rather than Ciliax to quicken the reload time, and the results were not really all that great. So I went with more armor-piercing damage output with Ciliax, and this is literally the first match in the Bourgogne with that commander setup and with all those inspirations. There's this Alaska that I'm going to take a shot at. And so let's see how this new setup works as far as the armor-piercing shell damage. And there, I do have a shot on the Republic, but he is hidden in that little nook in behind that island. We did get 9,000 damage on the first 4 hits that we got. So half of the guns got a hit, and we're going broadside, taking a broadside shot at this Montana here. And I don't know, I think you don't really want to be doing that even in a Montana. We did miss those rounds, and a lot of times the French battleships, as far as my experience goes, is not really all that accurate. So here we see some torpedoes coming, we hear them coming, and we're turning around, and it is not a threat, so we're not even going to move at this point. We're just going to stay right here. And one of the bigger problems that I have is moving up too far and letting that get out of control, and next thing you know, you're within range of like 4 different enemy ships, and you're just in a bad situation. So in a lot of ways, it's better off not to really advance, at least for me. I seem to survive a little bit longer by not running into the kill box, as it were. That's what happens, is you advance so far, you're sort of like lose track of what's going on. Next thing you know, you're sort of like in the kill box, and it's like you against 3 other red team ships or 4 red team ships, and you don't last very long on that situation. But here, this Worcester, he's moving out there, and we do have a shot at him. So let's see if we can ring him up a little bit. All right, we took a shot on the Worcester, and we got a Citadel hit. We removed quite a bit of damage from the Worcester. And as we are reloading here, eventually I do hit the reload booster to try to quicken that up a little bit, because this guy looks like a great opportunity. And that reload booster is going to be running for another 5 seconds or so, and we will also get a shot on the Alaska right here. And you can see he goes up, and he has a pretty quick reverse gear, actually. He's reversing a little bit right there, and I don't really have a shot on him because he is going to be behind the island. And yeah, he's got a free shot on me, but luckily I'm bow on, and not much happens there. About 4,000 damage, 4,500 damage. And here's a Yamato that is turning broadside. So he is right at the edge of my range though, and by backing up now rather than at the beginning of the match, I'm hoping to confuse their aim, and they don't really expect anybody backing up, and you see some misses right there that we saw. So now I've backed up enough, and I'm going to start going forward again. And there's a Republic over there that is another guy who's broadside. So we're going to try to ring this guy up. And we got 4 hits. We're up to 64,000 damage. So 3 of them did cause some pretty good damage right there. And now here's somebody on my left side, and so here's his Grossiker first over here to my left, and luckily the guns are swinging around pretty quickly. I do hit the speed boost to try to turn a little bit quicker to minimize my broadside to the first, and that way hopefully I won't get taken out by him, because his guns could really devastate me. But here he's probably sitting there because he knows that he's going to get some ricochets and shatters, and for whatever reason those shots were very ineffective. I wouldn't think that he is at the right kind of angle for that to happen, but it seems like he could be. Now he is backing up, so I'm taking a shot right at the waterline right there, and let's see if we can do a little bit more damage. And not really, just 4,000 damage right there, and that is pretty bad. And now we did hit the speed boost, and we are trying to change our location to get over here behind this island and sort of get out of this guy's line of fire. And now we are more broadside on that Grossiker first, and we don't really get much more damage on him, but we are up to 75,000 damage already. And there's this Alaska still toying with us, and now we're going to let the guns swivel around and go back over there on the Alaska. 38 main gun hits and Citadel and 75,000 damage. That is amazing how that ship disappears as soon as the guns get turned around on him. Right, so here I hit the reload booster again to try to get another shot on the Alaska over there. It looks like 10 more seconds before we reload. And yeah, what happens when the reload booster's up? It goes from like 2 seconds all the way up to 11. So there you go on the reload booster. So it did help a little bit there. We did get some more shots. And now we are aiming at this Montana who just like, he went in the kill box. You know, I'm talking about the kill box earlier. Here this Montana just like tripped into the kill box. It looks like he probably shouldn't have come forward like this. He should have stayed where he was. But it's good for me because he is going to get taken out right here big time. And that does it right there. Two hits and that Montana is gone. We're up to 110,000 damage. And now I'm looking to secure myself over here. And I'm going to heal up behind this island. And I hit full reverse. But here is this Grosser first. And once I heal up, you can see my guns are swinging around. My intention is to run right out here and basically take this guy out is what we're going to be trying. And alright, so we are going up to full speed and we're going to make a run on this guy. And it's kind of like in the Old West, you know, quick guns. And so we have a full salvo on him, and we don't really do that much damage. Only 3,000 damage right there, so that is pretty disappointing. And at this point, I think that I may have made a mistake here. But we're going to let these guns reload and see what the next shot does. We're up to 115,000. The secondaries are going. I think the Grosser first has better secondaries. And this is a point-blank shot with a full salvo, and he has taken out 13,000 damage, it looked like. 126,000 is what we have now, and 2 destroyed ships, so this is looking pretty good. That Alaska is still back there, kind of toying with, I think he's going back and forth on the island there, so we're going to look to take him out. And then there is that Yamato on the other side of the island right there, and he does have half health, so he would probably take me out pretty quickly if I tried to go out in the open against him. But first we're going to be looking to deal with this Alaska right here. And we are going to ultimately run over here and look to capture B as well and maximize our XP in the game. And here, this Alaska comes right out basically where that Montana was, and this is like the same kind of mistake that that Montana made, and we're up to 134,000 damage. Guns are in the wrong place on the Alaska again, so in 6 seconds we're going to be looking to take him out. Right, he's turning away, but hopefully I've adjusted my aim so it wouldn't matter, and he gets taken out right there. So we're up to 142,000 damage. We are going to come around here and look to capture B. Right, so now we're starting to capture B, and I guess we can talk a little bit about the resources you need to be able to acquire the Bourgogne, and essentially it's the Tier 6 Battleship Lion and the Tier 7 Richelieu. So the Lion is 9 million silver credits to purchase, and the Richelieu is 18 million silver credits to purchase, and then all the XP that it takes to acquire those ships. And in the past, people were able to get legendary ships, like you can get the Yamato, without any experience in Japanese battleships, really. So the battle is ended. We did capture the base. All right, well, that was a big-time victory for the Bourgogne. 403,000 credits, 142,000 battle performance damage on 74 main gun hits, 3 destroyed ships, 2 Citadel hits, a captured flag, 4 defendeds. We did get a couple secondary hits, and look at all the XP we got right there because we were running some boosters. Let's see how we did on the team result. All right, well, second place overall. That is kind of surprising. There were 2 of us that did have 3,000 XP, and that would account for that. So I really thought it was going to be a first place finish, but you just never know. A good game all around for everybody. Not bad for the first match with that commander setup in the Bourgogne. So this is definitely a potent combination and a potent ship. All right, let's check out the economy tab. And by the time it was all said and done, we did clear 160,000 silver credits. All right, well, that is it for the Bourgogne, a legendary tier French battleship, and probably one of the better battleships that you can get from the Bureau. But you do have to invest some resources in the French battleship line. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you like it.